All right, so here's a weekly recap of my portfolio with Questrade. Now, obviously, with yesterday's down movement of the market, my portfolio dropped a little bit. I'm down to total equity 116,546. As you can see, the cash is a little bit too high. I don't even have much invested, but I'm going to explain what happened exactly. So I've got 4 accounts with Questrade. I've got a margin account, I've got a TFSA, I've got an RRSP and a RESP. So let me first jump into my TFSA. So if you've watched my previous portfolio updates, you know that I used to have a bunch of dividend stocks in my TFSA. So I sold them all yesterday. Reason being is I realized 7% per year wasn't enough for me. Even if it was passive income, so completely no effort from my part, I just bought them once, never have to do anything, just let them ride and just collect 7% per year on these dividend stocks. I felt with a little bit more effort or minimal effort by selling options, I could do more than 7% per year. So if I go to orders executed here, you could see I sold everything yesterday, February 23rd. So I sold Choice Properties, I sold Smart Centers, I sold Bell, I sold MMP, I sold Realty Income, TD, AT&T, Pizza, RioCan, Manulife, Bank of Nova Scotia. So there's nothing wrong with them. They're all great stocks. It's just that I didn't want to hold dividend stocks anymore. And some of them were actually pretty profitable. I think BNS, I think I made 30% on that. Manulife as well. RioCan as well. Some of them were pretty profitable. So I got out with a decent profit. I still hold BABA. It's not a dividend stock, but I bought it at 225. At some point, it was trading above 270. So I'm going to try to get out of it as well when it comes back to 270. In fact, I've got an order for it, a good till cancel order at 270. So it'll close on its own whenever the stock reaches 270. And I've got gold here that I think I'll just hold on to it. I only put in $1,000 in each. Hope I don't jinx myself, but based on my previous trades or my option selling trades, I find that I can make way more by selling options than by investing in dividend stocks. So that $13,000 that was invested in dividend stocks, I could use to sell covered calls. So obviously in registered accounts, I can't sell puts, but I can sell covered calls. In fact, yesterday in my RRSP, I made a trade, an example of a covered call trade, where on CCIV, I bought in yesterday at $20. I paid $20 at a 25 strike. So I basically bought the stock at whatever it was trading for. Here, if I go under executions, it'll make more sense. So today I don't have any executions, but 1 week, if I click 1 week, so this is February 23rd. So you can see, so I bought the stock at 30.51, 100 shares, and I sold the 25 call for April 16 for $9.51. So that puts my net debit at $21. So that means my initial entry for this covered call trade, covered call being buying 100 shares and selling a call. That combination is called a covered call. So that gives my net debit or my entry for this covered call $21. But then the stock went up at the same day. So what happened is I was able to sell the shares at $39.72 and buy back the call option for $16.72. So that combination I got out for $23. So this was a net debit of $21, and this here was a net credit of $23. So if I go back to orders executed, you could see here. So buy 21, sell 23. So that was a quick $200 through covered calls in 1 day, just because of the crazy action of CCIV yesterday. Obviously, it's not always going to be in 1 day, but I mean, I feel like I can make more. I feel like I can make better returns selling covered calls or writing covered calls in my register accounts if I have better entries, if I'm just patient and wait for those better entries. So for that reason, I sold all my dividend stocks in my TFSA, and it's just not my personality to buy and hold. It kind of annoys me. I don't like that. I'm not that patient. I hate the ups and downs. I hate seeing a stock that's up, let's say 30%, and then all of a sudden it erases all gains, but then 5 years later it's up 100%. See, even if I know that's possible, but it just bothers me and it annoys me. So I'd rather collect premiums as much as I can upfront, even if I might be foregoing 1x or 2x or 3x returns in 5 to 10 years. So in my margin account, it's all option selling. I don't buy anything, I just sell options. And with yesterday's down move, everything looks pretty bad. So most of them are naked puts. So short puts that I sold, of course, and obviously they're worth more now. So I'm losing on them. So for example, APXT here has a short put of 15. So I collected $2.15, but it's worth $3 now. And the stock itself is at 13. So come March 19, if APXT stays at 13, then this put option is going to be worth $2. I've got Curry, for example, at a 17.5 strike. I collected $2.20. It's worth $3.13. So I'm down $93. And if we look at what the stock is trading at, it's trading at 18.96. Let's say $19. So right now, Curry's out of the money. So the closer we get to April 16, the lower this put option becomes, and I can close this for a profit. But right now, it's trading for more just because the stock dropped since I got into the trade and because of volatility. Fubo, for example, got a 35 put from March 19, collected $4. Yesterday, this put option was worth probably $7. So it closed the day at 4. That's good. And Fubo was at 39. Yet when I got into this trade, Fubo was at like 44, I believe. So even if it dropped from 44 to 39, the put option did not change much because of time value, because time went by. And it's got earnings March 2nd. So after earnings, this should drop drastically if the stock doesn't drop too much. So usually after earnings is announced, volatility drops. So volatility drops, this $4 should drop as well. And I can close the trade for a profit. Then I've got HIMS here at a 17.5 strike for March. And I collected $1.30. It's worth $2 now. So as you can see, there's a lot of unrealized losses. And if we look at what it's trading at exactly my short strike. So it's just a matter, I just need time to pass by and for these stocks to stay above my strike. Palantir was a roll trade. I'm now at the 24 strike, and I think Palantir is trading above 24 right now. Yeah, it's trading at 27.2. So this one, for me to close, I just need a bit of time to go by. I've got Peloton here that's really hurting me. This was a new trade. This is an older trade. This put here that I collected $3 on was worth, I think, almost $12 yesterday. So this was showing a big loss yesterday. But where is Peloton right now? Peloton is at 128. My short put is 120. So I basically need Peloton to stay above 120 by March 19. So I just need time to go by and Peloton to stay anywhere above 120. And I'll be good for this trade. It hurts in the meantime because I was down almost $1,000 yesterday on this put option alone. But I just need time to go by. And at some point, the Peloton was in the 150s not too long ago. So it's doable as long as nothing crazy in the market happens. And I've got this other Peloton put that I opened after Peloton dropped. And it still wasn't a good entry. But it was the April 16, the 105 put, so much lower. I collected $3.60. It's worth $4.25 now. So I'm down $65. And Peloton is at 128 right now. So this one's a bit safer, but it's further away. It's 51 days away. So I need a bit more time to go by for me to be able to close this for a profit. Then I've got RMO here at a 15 strike, collected $2. It's worth $3.15 now. So I'm down $115. But the stock is trading at 13.37. Yeah, so that's not good. So I'm down. If it goes to expiry at If it expires at 13.37, that means I could close the trade for about $1.60. But I mean, I still have until March 19, so I'm not going to do anything right now. I've got a Root Insurance put at a 20 strike, and I collected $2.75. It's worth $4.40 right now, so I'm down $165. And if we look at what the stock is trading at, it's trading at 17. So yeah, that doesn't help. I've got a Snow put spread for March 5th, 250, 245. It's got earnings next week. Hopefully it has good earnings and the stock jumps and I can close this trade for a profit. I've got SNPR at a 15 strike, collected $2. It's worth $2.50. Now let's just hope it's above 15. Nope, it's not above 15. It's below 15. So need time to go by, or I need this to recover. Let's look at Sumo here. I've got a Sumo put at I've got two puts here, 35 and 30, both March 19. Collected $3.20 on one. It's worth $6.70. I collected $2 on the other one. It's worth $2.70. So a lot of unrealized loss right now. Let's see where Sumo is trading at. It's trading right at 30. So this one is okay for now, but this one's already in the money. So either I need Sumo to recover, or by March 19, I'm going to have to roll this put to April strike, to the April expiry. And I'll try to roll it for a credit, and I'll try to roll the strike lower. That's if Sumo doesn't recover. Got a Unity put spread at 105. I need it to stay above 105 by March 19. I think yesterday it got completely breached, but I think it closed above 105 at the end of the day. Here, let's check quickly. It's trading at 113 right now, so that's good. Okay, so hopefully things recover. And finally, I've got a Wish naked put, March 19, 20 strike. Let's see what Wish is trading at. It's trading at 21. So it's above my strike. So I just need time to go by and I can close this trade for a profit. So I'm just going to hold on to these trades. I'm not going to do anything. I yesterday with the down movement, I definitely wanted to open some trades. But because I saw some big losses, I wanted to make sure I had enough buying power to manage the trades. Because some of these trades, if they're in the money at expiry, I'm going to have to roll them, and it might take a bit of buying power. And yesterday I transferred from my margin account to my RSP because it is RSP season, so I wanted to contribute to my RSP. So I think I had about 11,000 USD cash, so I transferred about 10,000, so my buying power decreased a little bit. And my total maintenance excess, I think, was about 50,000 Canadian. Now it dropped to 34. So I've got less buying power right now to play within my margin account. And I also transferred from my TFSA to my RSP as well. And since my margin account buying power mainly comes from my TFSA, so transferring money out of my TFSA affects the buying power in my margin account. So I basically lost about 16K of buying power in my margin account. So that's why I want to make sure I just have enough buying power to roll these naked puts if I have to. So in my TFSA, like I mentioned at the beginning, nothing left except BABA and gold, but I'm going to use it to sell covered calls on stocks that have 30% margin requirement. I think yesterday I had an order on HIMS, I believe, in my TFSA, but it didn't get filled because it has a 30% margin requirement. So anything with a 30% margin requirement, I'm going to sell covered calls on in my TFSA and margin account. Anything with a 50% or higher margin requirement, I'm going to use my RSP and RESP to sell covered calls on. So in my RSP, the famous RSP, what do I have? I've got a covered call on higher at a 10 strike. Not doing too well, not profitable yet. As long as it stays above 10, so right now it's trading at 10.65. As long as it stays above 10 by March 19, then I can close this for a profit. I think my max profit would be about $1.30 because my entry on this was 8.65. If we go to execute it here, look for higher. Yeah, my entry was 8.76. So by March 19, if this stock is above 10, then my max profit would be $1.14, $1.24. So if I go back to my positions, I've got Luminar. So this was, I bought it for a buy and hold, but at some point it reached 40. I wish I sold it at 40. I didn't catch it. But I think I'm going to turn it into a covered call trade. So what I'm going to do is I've got 31 shares. So I'm going to buy the difference. I'm going to buy 69 shares and I'm going to sell a call option all in one trade. So my one trade is going to have 69 shares and one call sold. And I'm going to turn this into a covered call. Either I'll go to April or May expiry and I'm going to sell the 30 strike. OACB was also a buy and hold, but I think I'm going to get out of it at break even when I get the chance. Rocket is a covered call trade that I've had for a while, and I just keep selling calls at the money. And right now, Rocket is trading at 20, but my covered call is actually showing a bit of profit. Yeah, $25, but I've got a 22 strike for March 19. It's got earnings tomorrow. So we'll see if the stock jumps or drops. I think it should jump because it's been dropped. I think it dropped the past few earnings. So I think this time it's just going to go up. And hopefully I can confirm profit on this one. And finally, I've got a Virgin Galactic here, covered call at a 23 strike, April 16. And it's not closable yet, but almost. I'm trying to close it for $23. I don't think I can roll it unless it drops close to 23, but as long as it stays at this price, it's going to be hard for me to keep selling calls on it. So the next move on this is just to get my capital back and then use it towards something else. Definitely yesterday there were a lot of opportunities on the market if you dared to take it. It's hard to sell on red days, but honestly I've realized it's the best time to sell, or sell premiums basically. Not sell your positions, but sell premiums. For example, this covered call trade I made yesterday when it was a down day for CCIV, and it was a quick $200. Max profit on this was $400 by April 16, so made sense to take $200 on the same day. And then finally in my RESP, I've got a covered call on Open Door at a 30 strike, April 16 expiry. So obviously it dropped hard after yesterday, but right now it's trading at 29.3. Basically, as long as it stays above 30 by April 16, my max profit will be, I think I paid $25 to get in this trade. So orders executed, yeah, $24.99 or $25. So that my max profit on this trade would be $5 or $500 if open stays above 30. If it doesn't, then I'll just have to sell another call again. And I've got a Wish covered call. This one I went a bit too far. I was just testing something out. I want to see how fast these call options can decay. So right now the call option is already showing profit, but that's because Wish dropped a lot. But it's not enough for me to close the trade for a profit. So Wish I got in at $15. So I paid $15 for this covered call. My max selling price is 22.5 on October 15, but I don't have to wait till October 15. I can get out for a profit as long as I can get out for less than what I entered. So I entered for $15, right over here. Let's say the stock goes up, covered call loses a bit of time value, so I can actually close the whole position for maybe $17 or $18. So if that happens, then I'll take it. I don't have to wait till October 15. So that's what I have in my portfolio right now. So as you can see, I've got a lot of buying power, just looking for opportunities. I think yesterday there were a lot of good opportunities, but it was scary to take them. But I'm pretty confident if it happens again, I'm going to take some opportunities. I mean, here's an opportunity from yesterday that I definitely missed. I mean, the 500 put on Tesla yesterday had a high of $7.70. So if I had sold that put, could have closed it the same day because it ended the day at 52 cents. Now, obviously, if I had indeed caught it at $7, most likely I would have gotten out at $3. I would not have waited till the end of the day and closed it for 52 cents. But just showing you the opportunity there is at selling premiums when there are red days. And there are a few earnings left this week. I might try to play NVIDIA. Maybe Teladoc, not too sure. Maybe Salesforce as well, and Beyond Meat. I think that's it. I don't think I'll do the others. Maybe Etsy, not sure. Actually, AirBNB as well, and Workday. Maybe not Workday, but AirBNB I think will have high implied volatility. Beyond Meat as well. Etsy, Salesforce, I don't think it has high IV. We'll see. But NVIDIA for sure I'll try to play it probably with a put spread or a naked put in my margin account. All right, so that was my weekly portfolio update with Questrade. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section below. Like always, if you can open an account with Questrade to trade on stock market, use my referral link below to get $50 in free trades. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.